Hi YouTube. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. There's probably gonna be some noise for sure, 'cause Doug's working on the porch and it's just like right over there, not far from us, but yeah. So anyway, not a major deal. I'm really just saying hello. Um, I got I'd say about over half of my room clean. It's a pretty large room with a lot of stuff. Big pieces. Like today, I'm going to concentrate on. Yesterday, I moved my bed out and swept and mopped and moved my rug and cleaned it and all that stuff. So, and more. But today, I've got to concentrate on my bookshelves and TV and my big desk and all that. Moving all that around and cleaning under them and yeah. So, yeah. And so I thought I'd get on here and just say hello for a while before I get into that endeavor, So, played some pretty good music I shared in my community and on Facebook, so got me kind of going. I was sort of almost diving into a dark vibe that's only disguised. It's always in the atmosphere around certain people. It's like Charles Schultz Peanuts characters. There's a little one in that comic strip um, called Pigpen, and he's got his security blanket he drags behind him on the ground. It's constantly dirty, and there's just like a dark cloud that surrounds this little dude. So they're all his friends and everything. He's just a pig, though. I've raised pigs. I've never ate the ones I raised, but I raised pigs. There, I had one playing frisbee with my kids. So, yeah, that was Miss Piggy. I had another one I adopted named Oreo. She was supposed to be somebody's little pot-belly pig, and she ended up to be about 300 pounds. Maybe even more. I think that pig was pushing 400 pounds before she died a natural death. So, and I think kind of loneliness because she had two little girls that were her buddies for the first couple years of her life. And she started getting really huge, and she was a house pig. She ate like popcorn and M&Ms with these little girls. So this was not your normal pig, but they didn't know it was going to get so large. And where they went to move, they could not take her with. So I rescued her. I'm like, okay, yeah. She had a 30 by 30 um, kennel, a dog kennel. Her and the dog actually would be in there together. And she had kitty friends in her house in there, a big, great big house they had. And 30-foot and trees, and um, one side was the shop, so it was always like shaded, and then they'd get afternoon sun. So pretty nice for them. So anyway, there was cattle panels, and they were like, what were they? 6 foot. Some places we had to extend it because my son had a dog, and he mistakenly taught that dog how to climb up the panels and get out. And he ended up getting shot, but he didn't die. I actually held him together um, and got him into the vet. He was on, I held on to that dog's blood for about an hour and a half without letting go while we got him in there, and then it took him time to attend to him. And I'm not exaggerating, it was over an hour. And I finally told Doug I need help, and I took his hand and I go, just help me press here. If you let go, he's dying. I go, these people need to hurry up. And it was a little bit after that they showed up in that room. But that was a trip because it took us time to get him in there. And he was like shot through two sides. So I had him in the back seat, and I had him against the seat, and I was bent over, and I was using my weight, and I was like pushing on him to keep his blood in him. And then had Doug carry him in there while I kept pressure on him, and kept pressure on him the whole time till they attended. So this was a flipping rescue trip, tripped me out. So he did live through that, but he didn't live. He lived about a year after that. They had put shunts up in him. It had blown one of his testicles off and went through the other side of him. So, yeah. Beautiful dog. He was chocolate lab, husky, and pit bull. Um, just like I call him Cocoa Pups. He was just the color of cocoa. Um, like milk chocolate almost, and almost had like a brick red nose, kind of brownish red, but he was the prettiest dog. And then being that my kid was irresponsible, I basically took care. I called him my grand puppy. I'd take him he did everything with me. So I had these two gigantic dogs at one time. Doug's dog Buddy, who I trained to take down a full-grown man over 6 feet and large, and keep him on the ground because he was Newfoundland Great Dane. So I had these two well-trained, gigantic freaking dogs, which I've had often. I'm thinking about getting another one. If I could rescue a German Shepherd, I'd do it, I think. Depends on the rapport with the animal. I usually like to I don't always get them when they're babies, so I've taken older animals in, so yeah. But nah, I wouldn't just get a pup. That'd be way too selfish of me because, what if it lives for 20 years and I don't? That's just freaking selfish. When older people get animals, I'm like, where's your brain? What do you care about? Or you have a child when you're 60 or 80 or something. It's like, are you brain dead? You know? Can't take care of, hardly take care of a kid when you're spry, and getting up in the morning and going to feed your kid. And then these people are like thinking of having in their elderly age. What about the kid? What about grandkids? Oh, we'll just have a kid and drop it off. There you go, dumpling. Have a nice in life all by yourself. Yeah. So I'm like that with animals too. I just don't haphazardly put somebody on this planet or take the care of something and for selfish means, you know. So, now, if I trained a shepherd, um, like a service dog, and like German command obedient type of stuff, um, then I could make the dog commandable for somebody else. That might be that could be a possibility. you know. I started getting interested in that. Our school took a school trip to the police academy for dog training, and there was only one of them in the United States back in the 60s, early 60s, or mid 60s. I had been there twice actually, where they actually trained their German Shepherds. So watching them run their course and different commands that they use and their trainers. And then I had been around people that had trained bird dogs and been around somebody that had like little terrier trick dogs. And then, of course, being around the Masons and the Shriners, we had the Shrine Circus. So I had been around all these training of animals. Come to think of it, that's pretty odd, isn't it? And horse training. And well, I actually broke horses, but and trained dogs. I train cats. I train rabbits to walk on leashes and behave on command, that type of thing. Even these 7 little kitties, which I have to get my room done and then I'm going to write ad for them. But I've nicknamed them, but people can call them whatever they want to call them. But they all come to Munchkie, Munchkies, and well, anyway, pretty much whatever I call them, they know I'm calling them. And also with the little names I've given them, I can scold them or reprimand them, and they're well behaved for not even being 2 months old yet. They're phenomenal using the litter box now and eating. And a couple of them had a couple boo-boos, and we worked through it. I talked to them about it. It's like, this is not allowed. you know. So people forget how intelligent animals are. Most animals know your basic language, all the words within a few years. Just because they can't express it doesn't mean they don't know what you're talking about, because they do. So, like my dog laying on the floor, excuse me, they get up, thanks, you know, that type of thing, treating them with the dignity they deserve. Actually, what is commanded of us is to take care of the animals on this planet. And it was the humans, all humans are commanded to take care of the animals. It's not just one bloodline of human that sees themselves. That's the only humans. And then they wonder why, oh, you don't like us. No, I don't like you. Unless you're likable, you know? Somebody that would believe something like that. You can't even train a dog or a cat, and you want to monkey with my life? You. Go away. Get real on that note. And that's, really, I was thinking this a couple days ago. How am I going to express this to the world, that one culture of human being believes that they're the only pure humans? How do you get through to something like that? Mm. I know what a horse would do with something like that. And there's times I wanted to shove somebody like that in my horse's corral, not in just in not in her field, but in her corral or in a stall with a horse that doesn't like you. That's what these people need. Oh, you think animals are stupid, and you think that other humans are subservient to you, when I could actually use my mind and set something up for you personally in your future. And you think that you're superior to other human beings and that they're just animals. That's a trip. I'm here to tell you. And I'm going to word this as such that you're going to hear it and you're going to feel it. There'll be something that happens in these people's lives that's been set into play already, and they're going to know who helped them along their way, one way or another. That's no joke. There is a reason why some people are stupid and they're not concerned about other people's thoughts or what even God himself could do to them. They really don't care. Or they have the faith that they're just safe. I believe in God, so I'm safe. You know, that's sort of taking advantage, you know. But then I do have that same strength in my will that my Father gave me. And we all do, whether we use it or not. A lot of people don't because they bow to Satan. They're down there already. You don't need to bow. You're just there, crawling on your belly with your master, you know. So I'm going to get this uploaded, and that's my message for the day. I am I'm repulsed at another human being that would think they're superior to anybody for any reason. Even if you think you're superior to an animal, you're total fucking scum. On that note. And I'm not going to go into anybody's diet and what you eat and whether it has eyes or not. Even plants have feelings. So and the amount of animals that die when all foods are being harvested, and the mindfulness in our souls that we need to have towards everything like that. So I'll just leave it on that note. All right. So everybody have a beautiful week. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night or day wherever you're at. Peace.